Many of our country's top universities and colleges are for sale. That's a fact. And our biggest foreign adversaries know it. Take, for instance, China and the Chinese Communist Party. They have used so-called Confucius Institutes on college campuses to spread CCP propaganda. Now we're learning about billions of dollars flooding into our universities and colleges from countries supporting terrorists that hate what our country stands for. For example, the U.S. Department of Education data shows that Qatar, a key backer and ally of Hamas, is one of the largest investors in U.S. universities. It has given more than $5 billion to U.S. institutions of higher education since 2001. Ms. McGill, data from the Department of Education shows Upenn has received more than $1.5 billion from foreign sources. Earlier, you shared with Representative Steele that Penn does not accept gifts from the government of Qatar, but has received gifts from alumni who reside in Qatar. Do you know the total amount of those gifts from alumni in Qatar?
Thank you for the question, Congressman Comer. We, of course, follow all of the laws, and we accept no gifts that are inconsistent with our academic mission that would create any interference with doing what we do at Penn. What I know about Qatar is what I mentioned earlier, is that I'm not aware of any government gifts, and we have a few alumni in Qatar. The number I have in front of me is about $2,000 a year from the donors that we have, the private individuals in Qatar.
Does Penn have a policy to not accept donations or gifts from countries that harbor or support terrorists?
Congressman Comer, we are guided by the federal government on this matter, and we follow all of the rules.
Dr. Kornbluth, this report from the National Contagion Research Institute and the Institute for the Study of Global Anti-Semitism and Policy shows MIT received a total of $859 million from foreign sources between 2014 and 2019. Has MIT accepted money from Qatar?
So all of our, as I said previously, all of our funds are for open publishable research. We maintain full control over the research being conducted. I would have to get you the specific funding on Qatar via the staff after this session. It's publicly available information in the public record.
Well, does MIT have a policy of not accepting money from countries that harbor or support terrorists?
So our review of all foreign money is seen through the lens of national security, economic security, and human rights.
So I take it no, then. Do you, your university, think it's a good policy to accept donations from countries that support and or harbor terrorists?
I've told you what our policy is. Thank you.
I ask unanimous consent to submit this report, Madam Chair, titled The Corruption of the American Mind, into the record.
Without objection.
Dr. Gay, how much money does Harvard receive from foreign sources that support Hamas or have links to terrorist organizations like Qatar, Lebanon, and the Palestinian Authority?
Excuse me. Sorry, Congressman. Harvard has policies that govern the acceptance of gifts and contracts, beginning with respecting federal law, which means that we don't accept gifts or contracts from entities that are on restricted lists. But then we go further and only accept gifts that align with our mission and that provide autonomy for our research and our faculty. We have alumni all over the world, and their philanthropy supports student aid and scholarships and cutting-edge research.
Okay. Well, does the Department of Education reports that Harvard has received more than $19 million from Qatar, $2.5 million from Lebanon, and more than $1.5 million from the Palestinian Authority as of October 2023. As university president, do you think Harvard should be accepting money from countries that support terrorists?
Again, we have strict policies that govern the gifts and contracts that we accept.
But
we
do you have a
comply
personal
fully
opinion?
with federal law, and we will not accept gifts that do not align with our mission and retain autonomy.
So will you make a commitment to not accept money from countries that we know support terrorists?
We follow federal law.
The anti-Semitism on college campuses across the country, including your campus, has been shocking to witness, and that goes to all the witnesses I've asked questions to. We've seen the celebration of terrorism on all of your campuses, including from faculty. But when we see how much foreign money including from our most dangerous adversaries, is going into our colleges and universities, maybe we shouldn't be that surprised. So you need to immediately reevaluate the sources of foreign donations and recognize the poisonous effect that this is happening on your campuses.